Okay. Well, I'm excited that it's our Toning Tuesday class today, and we are going to start with a nice range of motion warm up. So let's grab your long band. And if you have a really long band, then you just probably want to fold it in half. So you have a little bit of, it's not too long. Good. Okay. And then we're going to take those arms up overhead and just think about your shoulders and bend those elbows behind you, and then bring it up and lower it down. So you want to take those arms up, arms straight, bend the elbows, and bring it down behind your head. So you're feeling that stretch across your chest. Now, as you're doing that, let's also be aware of our foot alignment. Is it straight? Are your knees slightly bent? So you're putting weight in your heels, and then bring it down. And let's do 2 more like that. Bend those elbows, stretch across the chest, and then engage your abdominals. If you're noticing your ribs might have poked up, and then let those arms come down. Last one. Exhale. Now stay engaged in the core. Keep that elbow position, and then rotate from one side back to center and over to the other side. And back to center. And reach, and center, and reach. Good, one more time each side. Just a gentle exhale to connect to the abdominals and the core. And then inhale, lengthen, and exhale, let the arms come down. Good, okay, so now we're gonna open the band up and step on it with one foot, and we're gonna hold on the band in the opposite hand. Now, can you bring both hands in front of you like you're grabbing a ball? Bend your knees, and we'll go into a bit more rotation. So just rotating to that outside leg, and then come on back to center. Reach, and back to center. Now, you don't want too much tension here because you want to have freedom of movement with this. And last one. Now, keep that position. Place your free hand on your hip and reach the other hand a little more behind you for a stretch from the shoulder down into your pecs. And then bring it all the way back home, nice and easy. And let's step on it on side 2. So standing, warming up through those rotation muscles, and here we go. Knees are slightly bent, almost like you're doing a plie. Doesn't have to be a super big bend, just enough to feel grounded. And 4, exhale, 3, and 2. And on that last one, we're gonna hold it there. Take your free hand onto your hip, and the outside arm is gonna reach across. Stretch and open up that chest, and then bring it back to center, nice and easy. Okay, so if you think of the core like a can, imagine a cylinder, okay? And the top of the cylinder is your diaphragm underneath your ribs, and the bottom of the cylinder is your pubic bone, or your pelvic floor, I should say. So when you engage the core, all of those muscles are working together. So let's get a sense of that by placing the band around your back. Make sure it's nice and open and not scrunched up. And then we're going to bring it around the rib cage and cross the band. Good. So this is going to be an arm movement, but it's really about warming up the core muscles. So we're going to, in karate class, sometimes I'll do with the kids, I'll tell them to, like, so they feel their, where they should be breathing from, tighten their belt really tight around their midsection and put it really high. So with the band here, as we reach those arms out, I want you to breathe out into the band. So exhale. Inhale, release. Let that sort of, that cylinder fill up. So exhale. Inhale, let it go. And exhale. And lifting up into that pelvic floor, letting the diaphragm rise up. 3 and 2 and 1 more. And then slowly release. Good, let's take that band off. Okay, stepping into the band now. We're gonna warm up those outer thighs and inner thighs, and then we'll get into our timed exercises. So you can cross the band in front here. Keep a soft bend in your knee, find those hips, and we're just gonna side step. So we go left, center, right, center, left, center, right, and 5, center, right, 4, and 3, and 2, and last one. Now hold it there. Now we're gonna take just that leg out and in 4 times. So we go 4, 3, 2, 1, and center, other side. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now warming up the back of your hips and glutes. We're gonna step back and together. Step back and together. Step and step. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now just the left foot 4 times. 4. Touch step. 3, 2, and 1. Other side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then step those feet together, standing up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders down, stretch the back, and then choke up a lot on your band so you've got some good tension. Roll up halfway, but let the band sort of help lengthen your spine. So you're using that tension in the band to create a little bit more stretch in your upper middle back. And then release some of that tension and continue to stand up nice and tall. Let's try that sequence one more time. So rolling it down. Once you're at the bottom, choke up on your band so you've got quite a bit of tension. Bend your knees, start to roll the spine up. And then just stay there for a breath. Breathe into the back. And release some of the tension and roll up the rest of the way. Awesome. Okay, so that concludes your warm up. So hopefully your muscles are feeling nice and warm. Okay, Leo, I need the mat now. Come on over here. Good. Okay, so come on to your mat. All right, we're gonna switch up the bands. So if you've got your little loop band, do you guys all have one? Yeah, awesome. Molly, are you doing Pilates today? Just like Hunter last night, that was classic.
Yeah.
He only comes out at night, I noticed.
Yes, that's right. Too lazy in the morning.
He's Okay, we're gonna take the band, the little loop band across the feet. So you've got it right underneath those toes, or well, middle of the foot, I guess, and then roll yourself down onto your back. Okay, so let's talk about the core work we're gonna do from here. You're gonna notice some leg movement too. So it's gonna be 20 seconds on, which you're familiar with, the Tabata. Okay, and then resting for 20 seconds. Well, actually, I don't think you need that much rest. Let's do 15 seconds. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is ab prep. So nice and easy, we do our ab prep. Okay, and then we're gonna stay lifted and we're gonna do a march. So one leg comes up. This is every 20 seconds, we're switching exercises. I'm just gonna show you all 4. And then the next one we're gonna do is single leg stretch, reaching the band in and out, okay? And then we're gonna do crisscross with the same motion. So you'll need to go slow because otherwise you'll lose the band. All right, I know you're super excited about that. Oh, and P.S., we're doing it twice. So let's take the hands behind the head. wide through that clavicle. And then as you lift from that sternum. So you're looking maybe to where the wall meets your ceiling, somewhere. Hopefully you have one of those places to focus on. Lift up. And keep that core connected. Good. You can stretch your arms and legs if you need to, or do a little sway. And then we're going to come back to center. And we're going to do the march with the lift. So we come up and up a little higher, but not all the way down. Lift. Really focus on the other foot that's holding the band. So you've got a nice anchor. Lift and lift. Almost done. Good. And rest. So now we're going to take those legs up to tabletop. Holding them there, keeping that tension on the band. Come on up. Support yourself. You can place your hands by your knees. Single leg stretch. So same as we do, but now we just have that band. So going a little slower as you push and pull and push and pull. Good. And rest. Okay, now remember that feeling. Now we're going to add the crisscross. So the hands come behind the head again, holding those legs at tabletop, and we cross. And reach. Very slow and deliberate. Or torturous, however you'd like to define that. Reach. Reach. Good. Okay, so now we have a full 30-second recovery. Yeehaw! And then we're going to do the whole thing again. Okay, take a breath in. Set yourself up for your ab prep. Just walk your heels out to the edge, towards the edge of your mat, so you've got some tension to start with. We're going in about 5 seconds. Set yourself up. Pelvis is nice and neutral. And lift. Now, just a reminder, there should be no movement below the ribs. You're lifting your head, neck, and shoulders, but the pelvis is staying stable. That's where the work is happening. Squeeze and lift, nice and gentle, not forceful. Now, this one's going to be even more challenging to keep the pelvis stable because you're moving your legs. So focus on just holding that lift as you pick one leg up at a time. And the down leg is the one to focus on. Let the other leg kind of float up. Good. Oh.
Broke.
And did it break?
I broke my band.
Oh no. Okay, you can use the other band if you want, or finish the step without the band, girl.
I got a band.
Okay, legs at tabletop, and press, and reach. Press, and reach. You can grab that knee if you want to. If you're doing this without the band, focus on the outside leg. Good. Okay, last one, crisscross. Bring those hands behind you, and here we go. Use your exhale to deepen that core connection. Almost there. And rolling that nice and easy. Good. Let's take that little loop band off to the side. Give yourself a nice little spine stretch here. And then wherever you are, if you're holding on to your shins or your feet, pull your back away from the stretch. And then push into your hands and pull your chest forward. So you're getting an opening now through that back. Let's do that one more time. Roll it back. Keep the arms long. And then push through the heels and open it up. Good, and then come on back. Okay, so now we're going, our next Tabata is your side leg series. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the long loop band, place it around the ball of your foot, and we're gonna have a lie down on our side. So I'm gonna give you some options for your lifted position. You can stay down on the mat with your head, hand under your head. So this would be option number 1. Option number 2, you're up a little higher, so you've got to focus on that bottom oblique lifting you. Okay, whether you're down or up, the leg movements are the same. So up and down. This one is a little bit smaller in range of motion. Okay, then our side kick, then our bend and stretch, and then we're going to point the toes on the 4th one, turn out, and we go all the way up, flex to lower. So we're pointing on the way up and flexing to lower. Okay, so you can progress your lift on this as well. Okay, so take a nice deep breath in, set yourself up, get yourself aligned, and I will put our timer on. And of course, we're doing the same thing on side 2. Okay.
Starting session.
And now play with your tension on the band. Okay, so if you want more tension, choke up more. If you want less tension, choke up less. Watch your alignment, and we're just going straight up and down. So right now, we're just focusing on that glute med, on the outer hip, and of course on those obliques. Even if you're laying all the way down, think about lifting. Good.
Rest.
I would recommend letting that leg completely rest in between. And now, second one, your side kick. So anchor that band to your hip, forward, and then back. Now, I think a lot of us go too far back, and you don't want to go, just like think 10%, 10 degrees back, not too far. Just squeeze the glute to protect your lower back. Good. Rest that leg.
Rest.
Okay, so now we're doing the bend and stretch from the sideline position. So just reposition your shoulders, lift that knee up. I'm going to transfer it to my outside hand and push. Push. Push through the heel. So you're getting a nice connection into your glute. And don't forget to breathe. Almost there. Good. Okay, if your glute is like really talking to you, pat it down a little bit. Now we're gonna turn that hip in external rotation. I'm gonna lay down for this one so I get a nice long line. And I'm gonna point the toes and flex to lower. If you want, you can set the other leg straight at this point. Point and flex, squeezing those inner thighs together. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Okay, so before we switch sides, take that leg behind you, give it a quick stretch. And then we're going to come all the way up. Press that leg across. Hold it in. We'll do a good stretch towards the end. So let's set up for side 2. Take that band, place it around. Get yourself in alignment. And here we go, starting up and down. So remember, the range on this is not very big, but you should really feel those smaller muscles kicking in. Chest is open, bottom rib lifted to the top. Good. Let that leg rest. And your bottom leg can be straight if you'd like. it's gonna be a little more challenging, but I find a little bit of bend there gives you some support. So now going into your side kick. Not too fast. Get that full range in the front, and then a little bit of extension on the back. Exhale, inhale. Good.
Rest.
Okay, let that leg come to a full stop. Now in and out. If you noticed, I transferred the band to my outside hand, but you don't have to do that. So here we go. Press out with the heel. So you're getting that nice glute connection. Strengthening those glutes is important because, you know, we do more sitting on them than anything. Reach. Reach. Good. So now staying lifted on this next one is going to reduce your range a little bit. So maybe try lying all the way down and turn your feet out. Lengthen it up and flex to lower. Point and down. And I'm not thinking about the ankles coming together as much as I'm thinking about the inner thighs coming together. The ankles are at the bottom of that, so they should naturally line up.
Session.
Good. So let's take that band off, grab the shin, pull that leg back. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze in the glutes so you feel that connection. Good. And then come all the way back up, nice and easy. Wrap that leg around you. Pull it in. Okay, so for the next core section, I was hoping to use the little band, but you can do the same exact thing without the band. So we'll go through it really quick. So if you have the band, we're essentially doing the same thing. Or Cheryl, you could wrap the long band around your thighs. We're gonna put it around the feet. And then we're gonna come to like a plank position, or kneeling position. We're gonna get to plank. Okay, so the first one, we're gonna progress and we're just gonna go out and in. Then the second one, we're gonna lift and lower. And then the third one, we're gonna take the hips forward and down. And the fourth one, my favorite, we're gonna hold and lift, alternating heels up. Or you can just step off to the side of your mat. So just 20 seconds on. Make sure you give yourself a nice rest in between. So bringing yourself into a stretch, that feels good. Take some nice deep inhales. And where did my timer go? Okay, there it is. Are you guys ready?
Starting session.
Okay, so proper alignment once again. Setting yourself up, 4-point kneeling. And here we go. Alternating sides. Reach one leg and then the other. Reach and reach. And remember, you guys know to modify by now. You've been doing Pilates long enough. Modify if you need to. Good. Give yourself a little stretch in between. Now this is the one where we're picking those knees up. So you want to keep that tension. If it feels better, you can move the band up on this one. So it's just above your ankles. So here we go, up and down. Lift through the core, back staying nice and aligned. Good. Give yourself a nice stretch. Okay, now we're going knees up, hips forward, and back and forth from there. So here we go. Hips, knees, hips, knees. Keep that pressure on the outer band, so you got that connection all the way down. Stretch it back. Okay, number 4, here we go. We're gonna hold that plank position and either option to lift or touch off to the side. Here we go. It's only 20 seconds, so focus on good form. Yes, you got this. Last few seconds. And you got it all the way back. Okay, now we've got that one more time. We're gonna do it in reverse. So shake out those arms. So we'll start with the plank and go down to make it like easier on the way down. Just turn your fingertips in and then stretch forward so you're getting that stretch through the shoulder. Okay, now setting yourself up. Here we go, back into your plank position. And maybe do something different with your feet. Tap off to the side if that feels good. Well, just using different muscles. Keep those hips down, chest forward. Good. Stretch it back. Okay, so now we're going knees to hips. Take a nice deep breath in, come forward. Knees lift, hips come forward. And down. Squeeze and down. Concentrate on lengthening the legs, pushing through the heels. Reach. Just a few seconds. Good. Give yourself a stretch. Good, now just the knees. So find that sweet spot. And now just your knees are hovering up and down. Barely touching. And then lifting back up. A little curl of that tailbone will help you connect a bit more to the core. So tuck the tailbone down. Nice. Okay, last one we're gonna do is alternating leg reach. Take a breath in, set yourself up, and you're on. One side, and then the other. Almost done. You got these last few seconds. And roll it up. Good, okay. That was a nice way to combine legs and abs together. So take your long band now and find the middle of it. And we're gonna put one foot right there in the middle. Now take your back leg and focus on pressing the top of the foot and the shin down into your mat. We're gonna take the band so we have it in that outside hand and then rotate. Open up that chest. And bring it back. Exhale. Hands is on your knee as your anchor. 2 more.
I'm confused.
And last one. Hold it there. Good, now float the front hand out in front of you. And then take it all the way back to center. Good, and then let that self come down. We're gonna take the hands onto the ground and then open up that back hip a little bit more. And then send your hips back, hamstring stretch, grab the toes, or you can take the band around the toes and pull them back. Lifting your chest. Good, and releasing. And then switch sides. So same thing, stand in the middle of that band, grab the backhand and then open up the chest. And bring it back. Exhale. And back. 2 more. On that last one, can you float your front hand forward? So you're reaching like you're in a warrior position. And then bring the hands together. Drop the band, open up that hip. Hands on the ground in front of that knee or foot. And then let's take it all the way back. Lengthen out that hamstring. Pull those toes towards you, square your hips off. Good, and then roll yourself up to standing, grab the band and roll it all the way up. Good, okay, so on this next one, your option, you can use either band. So we're gonna do our standing side legs. If you use the small band, it's going to be a little less range of motion, which is totally fine. You're still going to feel those. Okay, I'm going to opt to use the big band for this, bigger movements. Okay, and we're going to stand in the middle of the band like we did during the warm-up. Okay, so the first one, pretty straightforward. Instead of a step feet together, we're going to do a step squat, feet together, step squat, feet together. Okay. And then the second round, we're going to do lunge back. So a little bit of bend in the knee as you step back. Okay. And then we're going to come back to the plie position. And then on that third round, we're going to step and lift that opposite. So we're just going to stay on that one side and we'll do the same thing on side 2. Okay. So when you step on that one, we're just doing the arm and leg oppositional movement. All right. This is your last Tabata round. Get ready. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Find your footing.
Starting session.
Okay. So starting with those knees bent, hands on your hips. And we are going to step and squat. Feet together. Step and squat. Step. Step. Make sure you're coming up a little taller when you center those legs, but still keep a little bend. Good. Shake it out. Okay, now we're going to step back, bend the knee, and step together. Step back. And I'm just showing you about 4 seconds. Now you can go. Step. Keep your upper body nice and stationary. Little bend in that knee when you step back. Step. Good. That band should really help you feel connected to those glutes. Okay, coming back to the front. So keep that bend in your knee and just the one leg and opposite arm reaching. Here we go. Step together. Don't go too fast or you're really gonna burn that leg out. Nice 1-2 pace. 1, 2, in, out. That's it. This is where the burn comes. And roll it up. Okay, side 2. Here we go. Big deep inhale, soften those knees. And here we go. Reach and pull it in. Reach, reach. 1, 2 count. Step together. Out and in. That's it. Almost there. And roll it up. Good. Not quite complete. We still have one more round. Roll it up. Easy. Okay, let's try it with no band this time. Okay. So go a little deeper in those moves. Now you have no band. If you really need the band, of course, you're welcome to use it. This is just, consider this like a cool down move. Load the legs. Here we go. Side step, squat. So we're going down and up. Nice big movement. See if you can go the width of your mat. The length of your mat, I should say. Good. Okay. So on the stepping behind you, now you can add a little bit more length. Here we go. Reach, reach. Keep the legs a little bit loaded on the way up, so you're not standing completely tall. Load those legs up. Nice. Okay. Staying on one side, we're step squat and reach the other hand straight out to the 45. Get ready. Out, in. You want to challenge this one? Lift your foot towards your knee. Towards your elbow. Reach, reach. Now you got a challenge on the balance. Reach, reach. Good. Take it out. Okay, let's try side two. Hard to say what's harder, doing it with the band or adding that balance challenge. Reach that arm. Here we go. Really nice long legs on the pointed toe on the way down. Get a nice stretch after this. Last round. Come on, step, center, reach. And there's the magic bell. Reach those arms up, come all the way down. Grab yourself a sip of water if you need to, and meet me on the mat. Grab your long band. We're gonna go into some nice leg stretches and circles. Okay, let's start with side number one. Roll yourself down onto your back. The opposite leg, can stay bent, or you can straighten it out. Okay, whatever you need to do to keep your hips stable. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna keep that knee bent. Now, anchor those arms down by your side. Hold the band so it's nice and firm around the ball of your foot. Let that leg go out and around. Hey! Sorry, the cats are fighting. 2. And now switch and go the other way. Or I should say Zeus has the kitten pinned to the ground. It's a good lesson in jujitsu, watching animals spar. That's where I get all my karate ideas from. Last one here. Hold that leg all the way up. Now, welcome to bring it past neutral and then float the leg down to the 45 or lower. Point that leg, reach it all the way up. Give it a nice stretch and then lower it down. Find some extra length in the back of that leg and the low back. Breathing into it. Last one here, hold it up there. Now walk up that band. Lengthen the bottom leg out into your scissor stretch. Hold that length. Good, now let's open the band up, bring the hands back down by your side, and then bring the legs to center and down. So we're just kind of making this a little bit about the leg and a little bit about your abs right now. There's some serious fighting going on in the background. 2 more. And last one. Let that bottom leg come all the way down. Let's take the band into the opposite hand, bring it across. Now give that IT band a nice, good stretch. Even if you bend your knee a little bit, that's okay, because you're still gonna feel that side of your leg. Now that the leg is nice and warm, this is where you really want to add that stretch. And then take it to the outside. Anchor that opposite hip all the way down. So if you're looking at your leg, it's connected to the mat from the hip to the ankle. And then bring that leg all the way up. Let's switch it in the air. And now the side two might feel open, so you can keep it down, or again, bend the knee if you need to. Arms by your side, big circle. Down and around. Enough that you've got to really think about your core, helping to stabilize the movement. Because there's, this theory, and switching go the other way, that when you're in a Pilates class, you're never not aware of your core. You are always thinking about it, no matter what move you're doing. Because that's where your breath is too, right? So it makes sense. Last one here. Now hold it up there, flex that foot, and lower it down. Point that toe, reach it back towards you a little bit longer, and lower it down. So you're really getting that hamstring and down. Slow and deliberate, last one. We're gonna hold this next one up there. Now lengthen that bottom leg up. Feel your head, neck, and shoulders into a little bit of a supported position. And we're going feet together and apart. Up and down. 3 and 2. Good. Last one. And let that bottom leg rest. Now transition the band to the outside hand, bring it across your body. And again, don't worry about being completely straight. It's more important that you feel all those muscles that you worked so hard today. Hold that stretch. And don't forget about your bottom leg, reaching it away from you. And now come on back to center. Do the same thing on the outside, anchoring that hip down into your mat. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. Soften the knee if you need to. Remember, this one is all about the inner thigh, that adductor. That gets really tight too. Bring it all the way back up. Walk your way up that band. So you can take it off. Float those legs down so they're side by side. Reach your arms back behind you. Okay, let's do a little oppositional stretch here. So let's lift the first leg up. Take the opposite hand and pull it all the way across. Your other hand is reaching away. See if you can keep your shoulder blades down. So sometimes that means you have to pull the leg less. That's okay. Just a few little things to play with. And come all the way back to center. Now switch your hands. Take it into that Peter Pan or half happy baby pose. And lengthen that leg down. Pull the other knee in and bring it across the body, stretching that outer glutes. A little bit of resistance, reaching that shoulder down. Come on back to center and reach it to the outside. And then coming back to center, can you pull both knees up and towards you? Rock it from side to side. And then we're gonna grab underneath the thighs, bring your legs together, rock it up and down. Good, keep it going 2 more times here. And on that last one, hold it there just because you can. Stretch your back away, stretch your legs down, and then roll yourself all the way up into a spine stretch. Take those toes if you can, pull yourself forward or grab the shins. Now let's take those hands off to the side, come on to all fours. And we're gonna make our way into a pike, lift the hips up nice and high. In that down dog, pedal it out. Let your hips kind of sway as you pedal those legs. And then both heels reaching equally towards your mat. Walk your fingertips into your feet and roll your spine all the way up nice and easy. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Shake out those arms. And you lovely ladies are done your toning class. How you feeling?
Toned.